Quest presents an unabridged recording of The Tutor by Daniel Hurst, narrated by Deirdra Whelan and Gareth Bennett-Ryan. The first lesson. The glow from the flames could be seen for miles. At a distance they might have looked beautiful, but up close they weren't quite so pretty. They roared, raced, and devoured every part of the building, and soon there was nothing left of the school. This place, where so many children sat exams, was no match for the test it faced that night. In the morning, only ash and embers remained, and unless you were from this area, then you wouldn't even know that a school had been here at all. But if you were from this town, then you will have known about the devastation that occurred here. A place where youngsters learnt, a place where adults taught, and a place where the first shoots of promising careers grew. All gone. Wiped out in a blaze as unforgiving as a bad grade or a detention. By the time the sun came up on this Warwickshire town, there was no school, and nowhere for the children to learn. Forget maths, English and science. The first lesson is that every action has consequences. 1. Amy. I always hated school. The sight of all the uniforms descending on one location, the sound of the bell blaring out across the playground, the smell of disinfectant in the corridors, as if that would be enough to prevent the spread of germs in a place full of snotty children. And worst of all, the feeling of dread in my stomach as I passed through the gates on my way to another day of classes. Thank God I don't have to go through that anymore. Thank God I am the parent now, instead of the pupil. I can still see all the uniforms around me, just like I can hear the bell ringing out across this concrete playground. I'm sure that if I walked inside and stood in the corridors, then I would smell the bleach too. But it doesn't seem as bad now, because I know that I'm only here for a few minutes. Even the feeling of dread in my stomach is only a fraction of what it once was as I passed through the gates today. Maybe that's because I'm older and wiser. Or maybe it's just because I'm driving through them in my car, rather than shuffling through them by foot with my heavy school bag. Either way, being back here isn't as bad as it used to be for me. But that doesn't mean that I like it. I still can't wait to drop my kids off and get out of here. This place gives me the jitters. It always has, and it always will. As I head towards one of the few remaining spaces in the car park, navigate...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?